Welcome to Metals Investors Forum. My name is Brian Leni. I'm the editor of Junior Stock Review Premium. Today with me I have Kettina Cordero of Thesis Gold. Kettina, it's great to have you. Thank you so much for you and Thesis presenting with me these 2 days at Metals Investors Forum. Why don't we start with your probably the biggest news I've seen in a long time, not just to you guys, but to the Canadian sector in general, with AngloGold taking a 5% position. This is a huge deal from my perspective, and it's definitely set the share price soaring. So take us through that deal and what it means to Thesis.
Well, thank you. So we closed that deal yesterday, and so it's really fresh. I think it's a great endorsement to the quality of the project and the work that we've been doing, how much we have advanced it technically with the PFS that we published last year, and what we're doing also to the risk in the permitting side. So I think it's very meaningful. It comes on behind the investment that Centerra made last year. Centerra actually participated in this one as well, so they've maintained their 9.9%. So now it's really a great signal to the market that we have both Centerra and AngloGold as shareholders of ours.
Absolutely. And well, Anglo, they have got that anchoring in Nevada with Silicon, which is a big deal. But for them to take a position, obviously in the Toodoggone, that's even bigger deal. And it gives you a picture of how I think the senior companies are looking at the Toodoggone as a district. And of course, you guys are at the centerpiece now with that investment.
I think it's great to be leading the development in the Toodoggone, I think, because we are probably the one that has the most advanced development project at the moment, but we're seeing great news from some of our peers as well. We've seen a couple of very interesting porphyry discoveries recently. From our 2025 exploration program, we're also seeing the hallmarks of a porphyry system in our land package as well. So I think finally we are seeing the big players come and play in our sandbox. And that lends credence to the district and the work that companies like Thesis is doing.
Absolutely. So you do this placement, they take the position. How are you guys doing for cash right now? Are you fully funded going through feasibility now?
So it's a $44 million private placement. We had approximately $30 million before. I don't know if that's going to take us all through feasibility, but it's definitely a really good position for us to be in going into the 2026 exploration program and advancing through the EA process.
Right. And so could you take us through the timeline? Like, what should investors be looking at over the next 6-8 months, I guess, ending in 2026?
So we have started the feasibility studies already and detail engineering, so that's ongoing. We expect that won't be out until late 2027.
Okay.
So from this year's perspective, I think one of the big milestones is going to be the exploration that we're going to carry in mainly at Ranch. Like I said, Lawyers is already very well understood and very well drilled, but Ranch has a lot of potential. It's really underexplored, and we made some very interesting discoveries last year.
Steve.
Exactly. So that was really a highlight of the exploration program. But we've also identified several deeper porphyry targets that we want to go back and see what we have there. We think it has a lot of potential. So that's not going to start until late June, early July. So we're going to be drilling throughout the summer, as we usually do. And then look out for news on the EA front, how we start advancing, so how we continue advancing that process.
Do you have any idea on meterage, like what size of a program you're going to be looking at?
Last year we did 10,000 meters. We haven't finally finalized the process, the project for this year. I think it's going to be at least 10,000, probably a little bit more.
Okay. So, with a focus on porphyry exploration versus...
It's going to be a mix.
A mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're definitely going to do a little bit more porphyry drilling than we did last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the permitting side of things. Can you go through the timeline for that with the EA and what that looks like moving forward?
So right now we're in early engagement. So we think that we're going to get the EA the EA license in 2029, early 2029. It's very positive to see how some of our peers are receiving their EA licenses for extensions. I mean, Skeena just got the EA license for the SK Creek. So we're very pleased to see how the government is helping companies advance things. It's from our point of view, we're working very closely with the First Nations. The fact that they became shareholders last year signals how much they really want the project to move forward. And we think that's a very positive thing for us. We've built relationships with them from the very beginning, and we are developing the EA process with them. So we're collaborating very closely with them. The government has indicated that they would like to shorten the period from 3 to 2 years. We're still thinking, steady is good. So we're still assuming it's going to be Q1 2029 before we get the EA license. But if it's earlier, better.
Yeah.
So we will continue working with the First Nations, and we will move it along.
Do you think it's interesting because BC added 3 more projects to the Critical Minerals Office?
Yes.
And I remember I read the news release from the various companies. And I thought to myself, I wonder when gold's ever going to be considered critical. Because to me, it's just as critical as copper, nickel, and the other.
And silver.
And silver.
And we do have 100 minerals.
Yeah.
So I think it's only a matter of time before gold is included. And I think it's not just, the critical minerals, it's also, the critical projects to bring the economic impact of projects of this scale to communities where it is necessary.
Yeah,
it's needed.
Totally.
So I think it's a matter of time, but it will happen. I don't know when.
Well, let's talk. You bring up the silver, and I think, with the name change, which I think was very smart, to bring more attention to that, because we're talking about something that's 25-30% of the economic value of Lawyers Ranch. And I think definitely the market through that silver boom gave Thesis no credit for it.
Yes.
And so can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, so it aligns the name, the branding, more with our long-term strategic vision, because it's not only a very important component of the economics of the project, it also gives us a little bit of a competitive edge when it comes to financing, project financing, for example, because we have many options that companies that don't have that big of a silver component have. Large, good projects in very safe jurisdiction with this capacity to produce silver are very few and far between. It's hard to find them, and so that actually means that we're one of only a handful of projects that are advanced to this point, where you can see, okay, there's future silver production coming. The market needs more silver. It's a key component in green technologies. So we thought it was just as important as the gold part of our project. And I think the market has really has reacted very well to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kettina, thank you so much for presenting with me with Thesis. Really appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this year. I think it bodes very well for Thesis's future, and I think for any shareholders. And I really think that Thesis has to be at the top of your list if you're looking for M&A targets for developers in the precious metals space. Considering their advanced development, it's got to be at the top. Kettina, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.